guys are screwed, man.
The wrong way.
You two look real confident.
Here's the guys you wanted to be.
How you doing, man? You're the ogre? Yeah. They said you're a legend.
Put your hands together for Howie, over to Lunchbox and Roy. There they are, looking so beautiful and handsome. And he's vlogging the whole way through, dear God.
So this weekend we're in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Hisense 4K TV 300 race.
You know, checking out some NASCAR. I'm not the biggest fan, but it's been a pretty awesome experience, even if you're not a NASCAR fan. They've treated us like celebrities.
It was definitely one of the coolest experiences of my life. We got to go down on the racetrack. We were the grand marshals for the race, so we got to tell the drivers to start their engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
It's been a blast, honestly, for me. I watch NASCAR occasionally. I'm not a diehard fan by any means, but I definitely enjoy watching the big races. And being able to experience being the ones that started off the race, the grand marshals. We had to say, drivers, start your engines and get the race going.
And then also got to ride in the pace car, and then right before the race, we kind of got to lead the drivers out on the track in another one of the pace cars. Definitely a pretty neat experience. I think watching NASCAR on TV doesn't quite do it justice. When you get down to the track and you get to hear the roar of the engines as they go around the track. Just kind of the atmosphere and all the work and effort that goes into these events. It's definitely kind of an eye-opening experience and gives you kind of a newfound respect for all of the drivers and just everybody that kind of makes everything work at these events. So
Definitely an experience that I'm going to remember for my whole life.
Super cool, probably once in a lifetime experiences for us.
definitely a very cool experience that I think all of us will remember for the rest of our lives.
Well, what made you decide that you wanted to keep competing in them? People expected you and Justin to retire since we didn't qualify for Worlds. What was there left for you to want to play for?
I think a lot of the people that are saying that don't necessarily watch the tournaments, or in particular the LCQ, since that's kind of the thing that's fresh in everybody's mind.
I mean, I just feel like I haven't done as much as we are able to. I feel like we can still compete with everybody, so when that point comes, I feel like we're not able to, then that's going to be when we retire, or when I just don't have the drive or fun anymore.
The way that we played Splice, we ended up taking them to Game 7. Easily could have won the last game on Truth, and then they go on to win the LCQ and go to Worlds. When you lose, you lose. You can blame it on a number of different things, but we've lost. I can point to so many different games that if one kill goes this way or one flag capture, and it's just very frustrating losing so many of these close games when I know we're right there, and I feel really strongly that we are able to still compete at a high level and get top 4, top 3, and place where I feel like we should be placing. It just takes a couple of breaks our way and to clutch up in certain situations when the game is on the line.
Yeah, after the LCQ, we ended up parting ways with Cody, and that was had nothing to do with his performance or anything like that. Like, he's a great player, but I mean, after playing a whole season, we just wanted to kind of start fresh and see what happens. So, I mean, I like Cody a lot, and hopefully in the future we'd have an opportunity to team with him again, but we were just looking to start fresh, I think, is the main thing and the main reason that we decided to make a team change.
Yeah, I was actually really excited that we got Brett and Mike. Brett's been a long time player and veteran, and he didn't have a team at the time and was interested in running games with the guys. And then really excited to pick up Mike, young talent. He got dropped from his former team Splice, but they were like a top 5 team in my opinion. So that was by no means because he's a terrible player. They were just able to get Renegade, which they felt was an improvement. So being able to snag Mike was pretty huge for us. I feel like he has a lot of potential.
UMG Daytona was, again, I can point back to many different things. Obviously, we ended up placing 9th through 12th, so certainly nowhere close to where we would like to be and expect to be placing.
We had a super close series with Optic, our first series right out of the gates. We ended up losing in 4 games, but 2 of the games that we lost were super close.
Has found himself a sniper rifle as well, trying to keep his teammate alive, and that was lethal. No shields, just jumping around there. Snakebite, team captain, managing to keep him alive, and then straight away after that, taking off Naded's head with that sniper rifle. Just 5 kills away, a 10-kill lead. Optic Gaming looking pretty good to potentially tie this series up, Dave.
Yeah, even though it seems like they had a few mistakes or got pincered by some great EG pushes, they still are heavily in the lead. I mean, a 10-kill lead is really tough to come back from here on Heaters, especially this late in the game, because there's so many times where players just hide around the corners and then at least get trades. That is Naded getting a huge double kill and the overshield. So now he has overshield sniper. This could bode well for EG, and Naded is not missing today.
Naded has decided that he's not going to give this game away. He wants a 2-0 lead in this series. Hitting those no-scopes there to take down that player. Has the overshield, has bullets to work with as well in this sniper rifle, but 3 players from Optic are going to be pushing him aggressively in that blue base. But you have to say, Optic do seem to be trapped in blue at the moment. Lunchbox picks up a double kill. We're giving the game away, Dave. Evil Geniuses are making a little bit of a run towards the end of this game. Naded rotating away with sniper rifle. Does spot a player there, goes for the barrel shot. Does not connect with that one, but the new sniper rifle is coming up, and it looks like Naded is more than aware of that, scoping in on this blue base, hoping any of these Optic players jump out as he takes down Lethal, and that is going to be just a 4-kill game. Optic Gaming just need 2 kills to close this one out, but Evil Geniuses, they're in control.
Yeah, a game that I thought was far from over looks like, or that I thought was over. EG are somehow bringing this one back. Now, the key to EG winning this game right now is just slowing it down immensely. Not only do they need to get that sniper ammo, which was just grabbed by a player of Optic Gaming, but more importantly, they need to stall out the game to get this overshield. They have the overshield. They can use that player as a buffer to charge and then charge in towards security or charge in towards blue or red base. But it looks like Optic are popping out across the map, somehow getting pick after pick before overshield's even up.
Well, it's just a 1-kill game, and there was a one-shot player as well who managed to just about escape. Naded working around the red base at the moment. Just a 1-kill game. Lethal picks up a huge kill with that grenade. Naded desperately trying to stay alive, but it's going to be Snakebite who closes that one out for Optic Gaming. A fantastic comeback there towards the end of that game from Evil Geniuses, but Optic just keeping calm, keeping composed.
That was a series that was winnable for us, and the straight series was another one that was very winnable for us. We definitely weren't playing well as a team in that one.
The next series against straight was probably the most important of the tournament for us because it set the tone for who we were going to play in the actual bracket play. And if we lose that series, then we likely play Optic in the first round of the bracket play, which, again, you're playing the best team in the game. Arguably, them and Envy are the 2 best teams. So you're setting yourself up for a very difficult and tough journey to do well at the tournament. And against straight, we play a Fathom flag game, game 1. It's tied 2-2 the first game. We play the replay of Fathom, and we end up losing 3-2. So another close game that we just can't end up closing out. The second game we lose 50-49. If we can just clutch up in those situations and not make the game and just our tournament so much more difficult and losing those types of games, I just feel like we're so close. And I've said this for a while, but I think with the right mix of players, we definitely have the ability to compete for top 4, compete for top 2. It just takes, again, clutching up in those moments where we need to.
And then we played LG, and again had some close games and ended up losing that series 3-1. So I feel like we definitely underperformed there. We could have played better as a team. There was a lot of things that I don't think that we necessarily agreed on gameplay-wise at the tournament. So I think there was, we just didn't have a bunch of time to prepare for that event and really get on the same page on certain game types and stuff like that. So I think that ended up costing us a little bit.
Yeah, after UMG Daytona, Naded ended up deciding that he would like to retire and focus more on streaming and maybe just his personal life a little bit more. I think the enjoyment of competing in tournaments was kind of getting lost in all the work and the grind that it takes to compete at the level that we're competing at.
Brett's decision was completely his own. I respect his decision. He just, I guess, wasn't having fun anymore, and playing competitive Halo is a grind for sure. So I think he's more interested now in focusing on his stream, which, you know, in my opinion, is definitely a good decision by him because his stream is very popular. So
Nate ended up retiring after one tournament, so obviously not ideal for us. We were forced to start looking for a new teammate.
Kind of left us scrambling with a week or two to pick up a player who wasn't in Pro League, which would have normally been unfortunate for us, but in my opinion, we kind of lucked out with Jose. He's tapping buttons, obviously. If you don't know his real name, he is a monster.
Tom has had his eye on him for a while. You know, he teamed with him before and always thought he was really good. He competed at a high level. A lot of people think he cheats because, you know, he's got a good shot and whatnot.
The talent that he possesses is honestly on another level. He's up there with, I would already put him with some of the best players in the game in terms of just his raw talent, his shot, his awareness, his movement. All that stuff is top tier.
And I'm really excited to see what he's capable of, man. He's got so much potential. Playing power is off the charts. His map awareness is amazing. Communication could use some work, but, you know, he's speaking not a native language for his call-outs and communication, so.
It was just a good opportunity to kind of take this leap and take a chance on him.
He's definitely just one of those guys that you want on your team. He's young, he's got a lot of energy, he's got a lot of just potential to grow, and I think that is something that's very exciting for everybody on the team, that we feel like we're moving in the right direction. Towie also ended up deciding to retire after UMG Daytona. Kind of bittersweet for, I think, everybody on our team, especially me and Jason. We've been teaming together since 2010, I think, is when he first started coaching us.
We had to look for both a player and a coach. We lost Towie, thank God he sucks.
As an analyst, I was able to give my input, but I wasn't able to, you know, be there in their ear during scrims, and that's just something that I've always kind of thought I'd be really good at. And you know, the opportunity came up when Towie no longer wanted to do it, and I said sure.
We've definitely had a lot of ups, more recently a lot of downs, so definitely understand his decision. I think moving forward for him, it's going to be something where he can focus on one thing. He's definitely been spread relatively thin over the last couple of months.
You know, Towie's been playing with us since 2010, so that's going to be a huge adjustment without him. We've had a lot of success with me, Justin, and him. It'd be a big change, but at the same time, he's still going to be with the org and still be around probably every single event.
Just trying to produce all of this awesome content for you guys, as well as just do all of the other behind-the-scenes things for Evil Geniuses, and then also trying to balance coaching, I think was definitely a lot for him on his plate. So moving forward, picking up Ogre 2, I think he's definitely going to be an awesome asset to our team.
And we got Tom, Ogre 2, to take his spot, so you know, we have still a lot of experience behind us. It didn't leave us, you know, scrambling to find a good replacement, which was at least the one positive to come out of that.
Obviously, the winningest player in the history of Halo and FPS esports in general, so definitely looking forward to having Tom on the team and seeing how we can grow and build with tapping buttons and Falcated.
Week 1 of Pro League went pretty well for us.
Just started playing together within probably the last 2 weeks. A week and a half. The first week of Pro League, we ended up going 1-1. We lost Game 5 to Splice, so a very close series, definitely a winnable series for us.
You certainly want to get as many wins early in the season, especially you want to try and win against every team that's not Optic and Envy, because obviously those are going to be the two toughest teams to beat. But it's definitely an encouraging thing to be able to play that team so tough. They're a team that I believe now, with the pickup of Renegade, they've been clicking really well together. They're going to be a top 3 team competing for first.
Close loss there, taking 2 maps off them. Map count's going to be pretty huge coming down towards the end of the season. And then we played really well against Luminosity.
That was a big series for us. We obviously could not afford to go 0-2 in the first week of Pro League, especially with our Envy and Optic matchups the following week.
First player, coming up off spot in Bubble. He's going to get immediately dropped. Another one under the base, another one P-side. As you see, 2 players dead. A backwhack comes in. That's 3 dead. Not only will we see this flag go in, we might see a double cap coming out here, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, this is literally like the 5th flag that Evil Geniuses should have right here. They've been running this non-stop. The aggression's been perfect. They just haven't been able to secure those first 2. And here's another flag going out towards the pink side where they got to watch around the base. It's Trippy. Trippy drops, so that's going to be a trade in kills. Falcade coming around. Looks like there's going to be 1 player in the base saying, I don't think he's going to have enough time to get the kill. Actually, he gets the perfect instead, and Roy comes in with the cleanup. There it is. Evil Geniuses 3-0. I mean, again, we didn't see enough coming out from them against Envy for Luminosity, We saw a lot coming in from Evil Geniuses against Splice, especially with the objective games. We just learned a lot in that first game. EG is the real deal. Let's see what is going to happen in the rest of the games. EG, they love to come out and get us all excited and then immediately just kind of drop the ball. So I want to see them carry this on.
Yeah, Tom, let's take a look at the kills and slays here, because this is going to be something. Look how heavily outslayed, and tapping Buttons himself, 29 and 14, 16 assists, doing an absolute monster.
Finds the double kill, has to back off because he's no shield. Falcated comes in with the cleanup with the battle rifle. Heads up play by Falcated.
Oh, and that's a great thing to have happen here with a little over 5 minutes left to play in this game. It's full control almost over to Luminosity, and Falcated off the spawn is able to clip the no shields player who just almost grabs himself a triple kill here. So we also have the railgun over in Lunchbox's back pocket, so we'll see what he's able to do. Roy's doing a fantastic job, but gets collapsed on.
Yeah, one of the things to notice is Roy wasn't aware of exactly where the players were for Luminosity, but he did see the grenade projectile coming out of the hand of a player from Luminosity, so that gave that player away. Oh my goodness, snap. That was a ninja onto ninja.
Was that a pun, Tom?
That was not even meant to be like that, but it actually happened. And I think that was Lunchbox now, so that has to be a little bit of a bummer for Luminosity. Hopefully no one saw that on death screen if you're ninja, and then you're good. No one saw that, right? Only a couple thousand people.
Yeah, only a few thousand there, but top middle control still over here to EG. 2 dead, numbers advantage, make that 3 dead now.
Yeah, and tapping Buttons in prime position to lock these spawners down over towards the silo. Roy's going to drop. Looks like he was the guy getting aggressive towards the flag. Interesting strategy by tapping Buttons to eventually drop down and flank here. Seems to be paying off as he was able to pick up 1 kill. Looking for more. Can he get the beat down onto Victory? He does. Avoids the stick as well. Avoids another grenade. Looking for the triple. Lunchbox gets the kill. All 4 dead. Roy's going to be pulling this flag here soon. Actually, it's going to be Lunch pulling this flag. Where is he going to run it, though? Does he run it through the pit? He does. Multiple players popping up over towards the silo. Now you got to watch the overextension right now. Tapping Buttons has to get over towards top center or immediately flank the pit. He does that, and now the last players are top center and over towards the garage door. Looking for the overkill. It's top center. Instead, he's running the flag. Go for the ninja and the overkill, man. Don't go for the win, tapping Buttons. I'm just kidding. That was a very nice flag run. Evil Geniuses winning 3-1 in that series, and I would have loved to see him thrust back and ninja that guy for the over. That would have made my day.
Next week we play Envy. That is week 2 of the Pro League, and I believe that's our only match. Not going to be an easy week for us. They're obviously either the best team or top 2 with Optic. It's no question there.
I really do feel like our team with tapping Buttons has a lot of untapped potential. We've only played together for 3 or 4 days going into the first week of Pro League.
You know, we're being realistic. If we can steal a win from them, that'd be unbelievable. But as long as we keep it close, I'll be happy with the team, and that's something that we could build upon for the following weeks.
We certainly have a lot to build on and a lot of room for improvement as a team. But I really do feel like moving forward, tapping Buttons is going to turn a lot of heads and prove himself to be one of the best players in the league.
Here we go. Let's go. If they ask where I'm at, tell them I'm right here. I'm standing beside a giant that resides no